Alright, hope everybody's having a good one. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator with Cookie Pirate. Today we're flying the Cirrus SR22 going from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina up to Charlotte, North Carolina. The Sky Vector Flight Planner says an hour and 1 minute going at 19,000 feet and 179 miles. Climb aboard, let's go flying. Alright, here we are loaded in. Let's go ahead and get systems initialized here. Battery switches. CDI to GPS. Altitude, oh, a little high there. 19,000. 110. Nav on, VNav on. Let's go ahead and get the weather here on the ground. Alright, wind is variable at 3 knots, 10 miles, visibility, clear skies 21 Celsius, that's 70 Fahrenheit, and 30.35, that checks out on the altimeter there. Absolutely beautiful evening down here in Hilton Head. It's not going to be as nice up in Charlotte. It should still be okay, though. Alright. Do we need a pushback? Let me just check outside the cockpit real quick. No, I think we're going to have enough room to maneuver and turn around. So the wind variable... we can really choose any of the... well, I should say any. Either of the runway ends. 3 or 2-1. I think by looking at the map, runway 3 probably makes a little more sense because it is closer to our direction of flight, rather than have to circle back around. So I think we'll go for runway 3. Just getting a couple things configured. I'm having a little bit of connection issues on my music and my second screen. We're getting that worked out. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and get the engine started. So we'll turn the nav and strobe lights on. Let's check. Mixture should be... oh, no, a little bit of lag there. Cycle the mixture back. Now we'll go full forward, boost pump on, throttle full forward, cut it back, and then bump it just a tiny bit forward. Magnetos to both, clear the wings here, clear left, clear right. Other than a guy walking around. Once we start the engine, the tug should move back. Clear! Alright, engine is started, oil pressure is immediately going up into the green. Temperature's beginning to rise, that is good. We'll turn the alternator switches on, positive amperage on the battery. Avionics coming on. Take a minute for the map to load, but basically what we're going to do, I'll just zoom in since we can see it here. We're going to turn out of here, we're going to make a left turn and go down to the end of the runway. Good there. Release the parking brake. Well, beginner taxi here. We'll make a sharp right turn. Just taxi out of our position and kind of loop back around here. Got plenty of room. I would love to get a flight with ATC going. That'd be cool. I'd have to go back through the settings and set it all up. I'm not going to do that now. I'd actually have to do that off stream. It'd take a little bit of time to configure that. So we're going to taxi down runway 3. Don't mind the taxiway light in the middle of the taxiway. Welcome to Flight Sim. I really need to get the new one set up. Get it all configured. It's gonna take a lot of time to go through all those settings and map out the flight controls for the different aircraft that I fly in the sim. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this first right turn. We don't need to go all the way down to the end. I'm gonna swing to the left so we can make a sharper right turn while still holding short. This kind of has you hold at an angle. I'm not super big on that. Just a little bit more, we're good there. Alright. Power idle. I do a real quick run up here. Man, I don't know why this thing keeps like just lagging for like 5 to 10 seconds at a time. Alright, let's go half flaps. We'll check all the flight controls after the run-up. See, oil temperature's above 110, yeah, so we are all good to go ahead and do that here. Alright, power up to 1700 RPM, should be about 25 to 27%. A little bit more. Just a little more. Now that's good enough right there. Alright, quick mag check. Good drop on the right. Back to both. Back up. Good drop on the left. Back to both. Engine instruments are all in the green. No warnings, errors, cautions, anything. We're good to go ahead and reduce the power back to idle. I'm going to go out of the cockpit real quick and check the flight controls. Alright, rudder is good. Ailerons, I'm sorry, that's the elevator. Elevators are good. And ailerons are good. Flaps are confirmed at half. We'll go back into the cockpit here. Alright, takeoff procedures pretty straightforward as always. We're going to rotate at 77 knots, bring the flaps up on a positive rate of climb, and we will wait until we are at 800 feet to engage the autopilot. We'll do a turn right on course. Really a straightforward takeoff. So release the brake, we'll just clear real quick. Clear left, clear right. Let's taxi out onto the runway. Get lined up here. As always, if anything's a little bit too loud or too quiet, just let me know and I'll make a quick adjustment. Hey, Mary Cats, welcome. Get off the runway! The good thing is there shouldn't be anything out on the runway right now. Yeah, looking clear. Alright, airspeed is already alive. Let's go full power. Engine instruments are good. Let's keep down the center line here. There's 50 knots. 60. 70. 77. Up. Beautiful. Hit the brakes. Go ahead and bring the flaps up at this point. And we get a beautiful view out that way. Beautiful view of the ocean. Right off of that way. Alright, we're at 103. We normally would climb out at about 95 or so to get that altitude, but we're fine. There's no obstacles. It's totally flat. So we're looking pretty good here. 700 feet. 800 coming up. Let's go ahead and begin the turn.
Engaging autopilot.
Autopilot engaged. Lights on, systems are good, mixture's full, rich, boost pump stays on. Once we get established on track, we'll reduce to cruise climb rich of peak as we usually do. That's almost what I always do, is cruise climb rich of peak. The only time I do the lean of peak is if I'm going on a really long flight And what we'll do is pull the power back additionally to save some fuel, and we'll actually climb at like 120 to 130, just so we keep forward progress faster. Now let's go ahead and pull back to 30.5 on the manifold pressure. It's 36. 30.6 is okay there. Go ahead and reduce our fuel flow down to 20 gallons per hour. That is peak. You're going to see it bump right about 90% here. And that is right where we want to be. Bump that out. Yeah, there we go. A quick look outside here. I was getting a little bit hazy, but a pretty view of Hilton Head. All right, back over here. There's the airport. Harbor Island, I think, up here, or Hunting Island, one of them. That's Beaufort Marine Corps Air Station. If you look back this way, you'd see the town of Bluffton out that way. Little bit of haze. Pretty view of the sun coming over the water. You look back out that way, you get a more clear view of the coastline. A lot of small islands that make up the coast in lower South Carolina. As you go further north up past like Charleston and stuff like that, it turns more into kind of the Grand Strand beaches. Let's go back into the cockpit here. We're looking good, 5,000 feet. We are. Let's see here. Temperature's dropping already 7 Celsius at only 5,000 feet. We're going to go ahead and turn the pitot heat on, because it'll tell us to do that once it drops below 5, I think. Let's take a look at the map. Our route today is really straightforward. We're basically going north. We're going to pass right up over here. Nope, this is Beaufort Marine Corps Air. There's something else down here. I'm trying to remember what it is. Come on now. Stop lagging. Alright, so here we go. We're going straight north. We're going to pass basically over Orangeburg. Off to our left will be Allendale and Barnwell. Augusta, Georgia, Aiken, South Carolina, all up here. Off to the left. Off to the right, you're going to see places like Walterboro. And as we come a little bit further up, we'll pass over Columbia, which is the capital of South Carolina and the second largest city. And you come up over here, you're going to find places like Lancaster, York County, Rock Hill, and we'll be going right into Charlotte here. I think it's actually probably going to be a touch longer. And the reason I think that is because the wind was out of the south in Charlotte, which means we're going to have to probably fly past the airport, come back around and land to the south. That may add a couple minutes to our flight time. Was that a fighter flying by quick as hell? I don't know. And they have live traffic on the map. But I wonder if it was just trying to sync up with its location, or... I mean, there's no way it would realistically be going that fast. Maybe it would. I don't know. Right up here is Charlotte, Concord. Not sure what that is. Oh no, this is Monroe, North Carolina. So that is Concord. That there is Rock Hill, Lancaster. I don't know, several of these. Okay, that's Chester, Woodward, Fairfield County, and Winnsboro. north of Columbia. We start getting into some of the foothills, kind of in the Piedmont up here in the northern part of South Carolina. Should get some pretty good views. Or not, because it may be pretty cloudy. It's starting to build up a bit. Well, that's okay. Might still get some good views. We'll see.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to.
I like when the Uber car is syncing up on the map and it looks like it's flying over to you. Oh, yeah, yeah. Probably a similar concept to that there. Getting a little bit bumpy. It's just some very light turbulence. It's not anything outrageous. Now, that looks like some of those clouds are building up pretty thick, though, so we might get a little bit more turbulence coming up. I mean, we're going to probably be over most of that, but I'm thinking if the weather is like that in the upstate and into the Charlotte area, it could be a bit of a bumpy ride down. Usually once you get above the clouds, the air is smooth. You do have things that are called clear air turbulence, especially if there are mountains in the area. Mountain wave turbulence is a big thing, but most of South Carolina is relatively flat or just a little bit hilly. So I don't think we're really going to have to contend with that. It's probably just going to be related to what we call convection, which is when the air is rising that causes those clouds to form and actually causes the clouds to build up, leading to potential thunderstorms. But I don't think there are any storms in the forecast for our route. Let me just look ahead and see. Yeah, it's mostly cloudy in the upstate and over around Charlotte. Oh, I go back into the cockpit here. -2, 12,500 feet. Got another 6,500 to go. Let's zoom out a little bit. 25 miles, that's good. Quick view back over. So yeah, there's Hilton Head. And a little further down you can see Tybee Island. That over there is the city of Savannah, Georgia. Our route is actually taking us straight up South Carolina. I really wish the state lines showed up on the map here, but you can kind of see it if you follow the river up here. This is the boundary between Georgia and South Carolina. And then once you get up here, it kind of curves around a little bit, and this is kind of more the boundary between South and North Carolina, kind of with the mountains right here. But then it cuts back kind of like that. Pretty much straight north over the state. Alright, just some different airspace over here. What is this airport? McIntyre. Okay. That right there is Shaw Air Force Base. Columbia. Actually be going pretty close to downtown Columbia, so we may get a good view of that if it's not too cloudy, which will be kind of neat. And then this is all the Charlotte Bravo airspace. Pretty busy. Man, my YouTube is running slow lately. I don't know why. Whatever. -8 now -9, coming up to 16,000 feet. That is about 15 Fahrenheit. Pretty chilly. Being over 70 on the ground. We're about plus 21 to 23.
Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna go. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight.
And yeah, we're going to be above these clouds once we descend through them. If they are still that thick of Charlotte, around Charlotte, it'll be a little bit interesting descent.
Don't
18,000 will go ahead and set standard pressure. It's a pretty considerable difference right there, probably about 300 feet between the actual pressure and standard. We're looking okay. Alright, here we are, 19,000 feet. We're leveling off. We can actually leave all of the power and mixture settings as are. Let's go ahead, turn the boost pump off, and we'll switch to the right fuel tank. Minus 15. That is 5 Fahrenheit. I actually wonder, there may be... let's see here, I'm not totally... Actually don't even know what that does. Some options. We're getting about a 10 knot headwind. That's not too bad. It's starting to get a little more cloudy up here. Boy, potentially like some storms or something may be starting to brew, but I'm not sure. They're not really built up that high. kind of see the shore back over here. Haze is obscuring it a little bit, but you can still pick out a fair bit. That may be Charleston back over that way. It's kind of tough to tell, and that's starting to build up some. And we're seeing some of that kind of right up over here too. This will be interesting. I feel like realistically we probably could have cruised higher. So saying about 39 minutes to go, maybe just a little bit less. It actually may be more if we have to circle in and land to the south in Charlotte. I feel like if we went up to 21 or even 23,000 feet, that we would potentially save a little time, but if the winds aloft are worse up there, I could actually jump and check that. No. Going up to 21 adds a minute, and going up to 23 adds 2 minutes. Alright, not a substantial difference, but we're probably fine where we're at. And it's not like we're gonna get much better of a view. It'd still be looking at the same old clouds. We kind of just get to sit back and then relax a little here. Earlier I had thought about flying the Citation Longitude, doing a little bit of a longer flight, but not only being a longer flight, it would also take longer to initialize and run through the checklist. So even if I was really proficient with that plane like I am with the Cirrus, it would still take longer. I am not proficient with the Longitude, so I would have been having to cross-reference checklists and kind of finding all of the switches that you have to hit and everything like that. Longitude is a good plane. I have done a few flights with it. It is a good plane, but all of the systems with the jets and stuff like that are a little bit tougher than a piston prop plane like this. So I wasn't sure. I was willing to try it, but I think the Cirrus was just the better option today. A little quicker in terms of overall flight, getting off the ground. More familiar and comfortable with the aircraft. And it's still pretty fast. 203 knots over the ground. That is about triple the speed that you would be driving on the highway. And we're also going straight line. So you're not having to weave around taking interstates and all that mayhem. So I mean, driving from Hilton Head to Charlotte would probably be about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive, depending on traffic. And in an airplane, it's going to be right about an hour flight. Like I said, an hour and 1 minute. Hey Fire Robin, how are ya? Hello from Albuquerque. The clouds look great. The Falcon jet looks like it will be great. I actually haven't seen the Falcon jet in the sim. I'm familiar with the Falcons in the real world. And depending on which one, you get the Falcon 50, then you've got the 7X and 8X now, I think, are the newer ones. They've got the 700, the 900, the 2000, which is the 2-engine. Those of you that don't know, Falcon jets made by Dassault, many of them, they actually have a really unique appearance, so it's easy to tell apart by the fact that most of them have 3 engines, and they also have something that's called a cruciform tail. So, kind of a conventional tail like this. See how it's mounted low. Then you have aircraft that are called T-tails. I think the Diamond that occasionally flies a good example of that, where the elevator, and we call the horizontal stabilizer, which is this right back here, is mounted at the top of the tail. A cruciform tail that you'll see on the Falcons actually would kind of sit like about here. This is definitely a little bit of a unique configuration, a unique look. Not really sure how much we're going to be able to see on the ground right now. It's mostly cloudy up here. Get some breaks in the clouds. Might be able to, if we look down below, we may be able to see Orangeburg. Has not been released yet. Will be a Falcon 50 from a company called Contrail. Yeah, Falcon 50s are neat. Is that going to be in a Flight Sim 24 or 20 or both? I have both. I usually just do 20. It's set up on this computer. I don't have 24 installed right now, after I had to reinstall Windows and all that good stuff. But I do plan on getting into 24 in the near future. So this is the Orangeburg Airport, and we actually can see a little bit down here. This is the city of Orangeburg. We'll be up over Columbia in a little bit. A lot of fields out here. You look right down there, that is I-26. It actually runs from Charleston up to Columbia, and then up to Greenville, and then up to Asheville, North Carolina, and then up to Tri-Cities in Tennessee. went that way. So Columbia would be kind of out over here. We'll see it in a little bit if it's not too cloudy. And if you look back down that way, this is I-95, of course, which runs all the way up from Maine through like Boston, New York, all the eastern seaboard and everything, all the way down to through the Carolinas and Georgia into Florida, all the way down to Miami. It says 2024. Okay. I may have to check it out. I don't do a lot of jet flights, but I really would like to get comfortable, kind of more proficient with them, because they really are fun to fly. You can do so much with a jet. They go so much faster, they go so much higher. Some really interesting systems too. Yeah, we're still getting right about a 9 to 10 knot headwind. That's not bad today. 20 something on the crosswind. Just not horrible for 19,000 feet. So when we get up toward Columbia, it's going to be off to our left. Those clouds do look pretty thick, so we may not be able to see too much. And a flyer, Robin, what do you usually like to fly? Any particular aircraft? Or you kind of change it up? I think most people probably have, you know, a few of their favorites. Both of these, you have dozens of aircraft to choose from. Not counting all the add-ons and stuff. I love the small jets, maybe 1 to 2 hour flight max. I see people on 4 to 5 hour flights to me. Yeah, that's too much for me. It's rare that I do flights that are over an hour and a half. But yeah, the small jets are great for that. Because you can cover quite a lot of distance in a relatively short time. Most of the time I do SR22 and ends up, you know, being anywhere from 40 minutes to an hour, the flights that I do. Yeah, pretty cloudy out that way. Ha! Pretty cloudy, although a little bit more broken. Actually kind of does clear up that direction, off to the east. And then there's kind of another wall of clouds in the far distance. Of course, the Piaggio and the Beach Starship are great. Yeah. Those are pretty neat. That's one thing I've never really gotten into, are the turboprops. I would like to, but this has the performance of a turboprop. I mean, it's It's turbocharged, it's not a turboprop engine. But I find the performance pretty on point. I mean, yeah, you could probably go a little bit faster in something like a King Air, or a Pilatus, or a TBM, or something like that.
Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running low. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running low. Keep running
Grab a quick look outside. Yeah, it's like unfortunately the clouds are pretty thick over here, but you can see little bits of Columbia. That there, I believe, is Columbia downtown? No, that's CAE. Okay. Yeah, Columbia downtown, I think, is a little right there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so CAE is the one over here. Yeah, if we get a little bit of a break in the clouds up over here, you'd actually be able to see the city of Columbia. I'm hoping we'll get a glimpse. Yeah, so that's CAE, that's 2-9 right there. I work at Albuquerque Airport and see, of course, the airliners, but then a lot of Vision Jets, Honda Jets, Lears, and Falcons. Yeah, that's cool. I like seeing all the different corporate aircraft and stuff like that. It really is neat. There's so much cool stuff to see. Alright, that is top of the hour. We actually should have a weather update for Charlotte. We may be a little bit too far away to pick it up on this. Yeah. We're a little more than halfway. Let's see. We can just pull it from the map. Click on it right there, see what it's reporting. Alright, 210 at 7, so yeah, the south runways are in use. 10 miles visibility, broken at 6,000. That's not horrible. 22 Celsius on the ground, 72 Fahrenheit. And 30.29 on the altimeter, so we're going to go ahead and plan for one of the south runways. Now what I'm doing on my second screen you all can't see right now. But I'm actually going to grab the airport diagram and see the best place for us. GA ramp, maintenance ramp. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna probably want 18 left. Yeah. That'll give us the shortest taxi. We'd have to go all the way across the airport if we took the right, and if we took the center, it would still, we'd have to go across 2/3 of the airport. Well, you get a pretty cool view of it, like the terminal and everything like that. Kind of be an interesting taxi. I think we're gonna go for 18 left. So what I'll go ahead and do now is 21 minutes. Yeah, we've got enough time before we start a descent. I am going to select set up an ILS, we can set up an RNAV, or we could set up a visual. I'll set up visual 1-8 left. It's probably going to give us something really wonky. So we may have to follow the yep. So it's actually having us branch that curve around, but that may actually work okay. We may need to give ourselves a little bit more room out here. We can always break away from the GPS course. Went to Fort Benning Basic 1980 and was at Fort Jackson for 1 week prior. Much different then. Yeah, totally different world back then. And especially with aviation and everything. Thank you for your service. Much appreciated. Top of descent in about 15 miles, so probably about another 4. Yeah, probably about 4 minutes. Go ahead and do those. Set the altitude, drop it all the way down to 3,000. There we go. Just for a start. VNav and nav are both on. Approach stays off. We won't do anything with that yet. If it turns out we're having trouble getting into the airport, I mean, the clouds are only reporting at 6,000, so I imagine once we get below them, we'll have great visibility on the way in. Flew into Columbia and the DC-9. Forgot the airline. Well, I know a DC-9. Definitely an older aircraft. Yeah, those clouds are thickening for sure. Not building up super tall though, like we saw a little bit further back. So what's cool is if there are other aircraft flying around here, you can see right here. So this is telling us that the aircraft going this way is actually now 500 feet below us, and that the plane is climbing. So we may actually, in a minute, get a good view off our left wing of an aircraft. Let's see. Probably by the time we pass a beam it'll be above us. Yeah. And we may not be able to see them. Kind of coming up like this way. I'm guessing this is blocking it right now. Very close to top of descent here. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe a little bit too far away. Oh well. Alright, getting ready to start. start on the way down. So we're gonna go ahead and reduce. As we cross the top of descent point, we will pull the power back. Just kind of let the plane descend itself. Yeah, I don't see the aircraft. It's probably too far away. Oh well, it's past us anyway. There we go. I'm gonna reduce the power down to about 40%. Actually, right about there, I think, is okay. No, it's starting to speed up. Yeah, we'll pull it back to 40. Hey, Dark Out Doom, how are you? Alright. As we descend, we'll do a couple things here. We're going to switch the fuel tank back to the left, turn the boost pump back on. We leave everything else as is for now. Let me double check the weather. What did they say the altimeter was? 30.2. Oh, come on. No way. Alright, let me pull the map back up. 50 miles away from the airport, and it won't pull the weather. Come on. $30.29. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what we'll go ahead and do, turn that up. Oh, it's steepening our descent, because it's basically as if we've added about 350 feet to our altitude. So when the altimeter is higher than standard pressure, when you're in the flight levels, you're actually... Let me think about this. I gotta make sure I explain this correctly. Yes, if you set 18,000 or higher, standard pressure, you're actually higher than 18,000. Yeah, that's the case. And then if the actual air pressure is lower than 2992, which is standard, then if you set 18,000, you're really lower than that. Clouds building up a little bit here, so we're looking at some of these airports here. We're past Winnsboro. This is Lancaster, I think. Let me double check that. Pretty sure, yeah, based on that. Yeah, so that's Lancaster County. And then over here is, I don't know what this one is. Oh, Chester, okay. And then Rock Hill, York County, right up over there. And then obviously Charlotte. Bulk lot of PCs to restore and sell. Went to test some of them and forgot you don't have VGA cables and adapters for most. Tested 2 of the HP all-in-ones, so some progress. Well, good. Yeah, you're making progress then. -7. I think we're going to be above freezing when we start going below these cloud tops, but we'll need to pay attention to that. Because if it is below freezing, these are really good conditions for aircraft icing, which you don't want. So I'll have to pay attention to that. The amount of times I do this and don't have VGA cables is just gotten. I mean, of course, replaced by HDMI and DisplayPorts. I think very few systems even use. I think many systems now don't even have support for VGA cables. You deal with a lot of, you know, older ones and stuff that you're refurbishing or something like that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. -5 Celsius. Yeah, we're getting close to these cloud tops, but we still have a little ways to go. I think we're gonna be okay. About a 7-knot headwind here as we're descending.
Overthrown, meet me at the cornerstone. I know that I can't be without you. This bond is solid gold. We're a diamond and an emerald. It took me forever to find you. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you in every way. Now we've been through the cold and darkest days. The summer's calling.
Alright, it is 1 Celsius, so we are out of ice. I should say potential ice, icing conditions. And these old ones like Vista to Windows 8 PCs, but good for basic stuff in Linux, though some did seem to be have been upgraded to Windows 10. Yeah, okay. Wait, the temperature just dropped to 0. Come on, back up. That was kind of interesting.
This vision that we share is ours. Together we can touch the stars. I know that we will see December. 'Cause when it's all over, the love that you give will be there to guide you in every way.
We're gonna have good visibility on the ground. Okay.
Through the cold and darkest days, the summer's calling.
Alright, 1 Celsius now. Yeah, well, there's definitely an aircraft up ahead. He's climbing out of Charlotte. We got visual on him. And now we have no headwind. It's actually turned completely into a crosswind. Oh yeah, that's really neat. Get to see him. He's actually 2,000 feet above us right now. He's climbing up. Take a look right here. See him. He's kind of probably passing. Yep, there. Oh, that's cool. I'm not used to seeing this. I turned simulated traffic on though. It's actually really neat. Alright, I actually see Charlotte, right up ahead. Right up over here. So York County Airport's going to be over this way. I believe this is the town of Rock Hill, if I'm not mistaken. That may be a little further. And then we're going to be looking at Fort Mill and Tega Cay. Tega Key, I'm not 100% sure if I'm saying that correctly. Alright, so this is 18 left. This is the runway that we set up to land on. Celsius. This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna turn VNAV off and vertical speed on. And we're gonna just try to maintain 900 to 1,000. Oh, that's jumping all over the place. Said about 900 foot per minute descent here. And we're gonna actually turn the heading selector. Set it that way. We're gonna fly about a 010. So we're actually gonna turn nav. Well, it automatically switched off. Perfect. Kind of branch a little. There's a lot of oncoming traffic. Now, in the real world, you would not do this. All of that traffic taking off and people basically flying right into it. So what you would actually do is fly something called a STAR, Standard Terminal Arrival Route. Depending on the direction you're coming from, that would determine which STAR that you would use on your flight plan. But we're just going to branch out this way. You can see the traffic lining up to land. You can see it all getting sent out for takeoff here. Really interesting. And I'm looking for something, and I don't see it yet. Yeah, see all that traffic, which is also why we kind of want to set a route away. We're passing pretty high above all of that here. Oh, did we already go past it? Looking for Carowinds, really good theme park out over in this area, and I know it's, yeah, look at that, 1,000 feet above all of that, so we're good. Get some really cool views of that stuff though. So this is 485, so that's exit 1, so that's exit 90 right there. Why are we not seeing Carowinds? It should be like right out over here or something. That's definitely the right. Would be like right back over here. I'm pretty sure if I'm looking at the right. This would be back over this way or something like that. I'll have to get a mod. It's not showing up for whatever reason. Take a look back there. Oh, that's pretty. Sun's starting to go down, and you can see some mountains in the distance headed out over the direction toward Asheville. Well, let's go back into the cockpit. Continue descending. We can actually go ahead and do the visual approach. So what is going to be tricky is we're going to actually get sequenced in with some of this air traffic that's landing. And this is the tricky thing about flying a prop plane into a large airport with a lot of jets. It was a good deal. I was not backing down on my bids and won us 10 computers for $112 and some spare parts. Oh, heck yeah. That's awesome. Great view of downtown Charlotte right over here. This is I-77 that we basically followed up from Columbia. And, oh, there's a break in the clouds and the sun is shining right down over it. That's going to be pretty. Alright, what I'm going to do, some final items. We're going to turn the landing light on. We can turn the pitot heat off. The temperature's 9. We're going to go full rich on the mixture. We need to slow down to 150 before we can put any flaps in. This is going to be tough. Normally, obviously, in the real world, we'd be talking to air traffic control. They'd be sequencing all this traffic, but just look at all of these planes lined up. You've got one there. That one's going for the center, I believe. So we could probably squeeze in behind this one to come in on the left runway. You're going to get a really cool view, though, of all these different planes taking off and landing here. Welcome to one of the busiest airports in the country. I really like doing these flights. Alright, so we continue down. What we're going to do, get the aircraft slowed down just a little bit. We can go half flaps now. And we're going to squeeze in behind this plane and ahead of him. Now we're going to have to very carefully time it. Well, just trim up. That was a little much. We'll have to retrim once we get full flaps. But basically the trim is making it so I don't have to hold the joystick, the flight controls, too far back or anything. Take some more power out and get us slowed down here. Looking for that aircraft. Should be, yeah, it's a beam right there. So he's coming in on the right. Oh, that was a repeat. Whoops. Alright. Let's see here. I think we're looking okay. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. I do want to give myself a little bit more room for final, but we're going to fly pretty standard, just downwind base leg. We got plenty of room coming in. That aircraft out here is lined up for the right. Or the left, I'm sorry. Center. One day do a western flight, maybe Albuquerque to Phoenix or vice versa. Yeah. I haven't really done any in New Mexico. I've done a couple in Arizona, but I do like flying out in California relatively frequently. Alright, let's get slowed down full flaps. 110. Come on. There we go, full flaps. Let's begin our base turn. That plane on final is going to be considerably faster than us, so we're going to need to keep our speed up as we come in for the approach. I'm going to zoom in on the map just so we can see a little bit better on our surroundings. And the good thing is traffic will show up on the TCAS as well. We're looking pretty good. We're a little low right now, actually, so let's level off. And just keep flying a little bit wide on the base. Not terrible, though. Add a little bit of speed, and I want to try to stay about 90 or so. Yeah, we're actually pretty low. We're further out from the airport than I had thought we would. That plane's actually going for the... Oh, he's actually just flying east to west. That works. We got plenty of room. With full flaps, it's actually kind of tough to keep that speed where we are looking for now that we got below it. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our final approach here. And I'm going to try to level off because we are low. So we're actually flying a pretty long. Back around. I don't do a lot of traffic patterns, believe it or not. Usually I set up on an approach. But yeah, actually an Albuquerque to Phoenix would be really fun, especially like in a jet. I'd do the longitude or something like that, or Vision Jet 24. Alright, we got 4 reds on the Pappies, but really our approach course is not... Okay, now we've got 1 white, 3 red. So what we're gonna do is activate vector to final. We're on it, past the final fix here. And we don't have any traffic coming in for the left that we can see in a couple miles. Oh, we're looking good. Let's take that power back out. Let's trim the aircraft. It's gusty. So 15 knots right now. The airport wind was 210 at 7. But up here, it's just about 500, 600 feet above the ground, and we're still getting kind of gusty. So I'm going to keep a little bit more power in. Come back around. Let's bump that power up to about 50%. Beautiful view of downtown Charlotte if you look out that way. That's gorgeous. Getting blown off course just a little bit. Let's do a little course correction. Come back around.
500.
Alright, 500 feet to go. We're looking good on this approach now. Our speed's a little jumpy, but with the wind gusty like this, that's normal. We're right on the approach course. It's interesting, the Pappies are actually showing now. Okay, now they are. It was showing 1 white, 3 red, even though our diamond on our flight display was saying that we were on course. So take that power back out, get slowed down. We're keeping our speed up. Yeah, we actually do have an aircraft behind us now. He's closing in. He's probably doing about 40 to 50 knots faster than we are on the approach. And over the parking lot. Look at all the airplanes at the terminal. So we're going to keep our speed up once we land, and we're going to try to get a high-speed turn off. Take the power out. We're keeping our speed up to contend with that traffic. On down. Easy. We're floating a little bit. Put the power. Alright. Flaps up, but we're going to keep rolling. Keep that power back up. Try to stay at about 60 knots down the runway. I don't want to go faster than that. We make that turn. Oh, that's going to be... Ah, we missed it. We can make this one. Perfect. There's a high speed. Oh gosh, what's he doing? Get off the runway! Wow. Alright, we're clear. And that vehicle's just sitting there kind of in the way as well. And here comes another vehicle. You gotta love these trucks in Flight Sim. Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright, so flaps are up. Keep the boost pump on for now. Hello! It's just sitting there. Like in the middle of the way. Come on. Perfect. All our parking area is right over here. The small aircraft. As real as it gets? Oh, good lord. Alright, let's see where they're gonna park us. I don't see Is that him right there? No, he's not signaling us to park, so I guess we're gonna park ourselves. That's cool though, you can see the aircraft taking off. We'll park in front of him. He should have the wands out trying to marshal us in, but no worries. Parking brake set. Let's go ahead and run through the checklist here. We would normally turn the landing light off after we land. But given it is getting a little bit dark, I just wanted to keep it on as the sun is going down here. Alright. Boost pump off. Flaps are confirmed up. Pitot heat is off. We'll keep those on. Avionics off. And the alternator switches. Clear those indicators there real quick. Alright. Mixture idled. Shut the engine down. An hour and 6 minutes. Okay, so it was a little bit longer having to fly past the airport and kind of loop back in with the winds out of the south. Engine is stopped. Magnetos to off. Turn those lights off. And battery switches. Here we are. I would love to get a mod that makes Charlotte look even more realistic. It's a cool airport. And just look at the traffic lining up all coming in. There's so many of them. Definitely a busy evening here. This is cool. You know, most of my flying I go into small airports, especially up in Alaska, where you don't really see a lot of this stuff. But coming into a really busy commercial airport like this, you definitely do get to see kind of the simulator brought a little bit more to life, so to speak, which is pretty cool. And look at the sun going down right over the horizon now. That's gorgeous. Alright folks, hope you enjoyed the flight. Thanks so much for flying with me. Welcome to beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. And we'll do another flight another day. As always, until then folks, take care, stay safe, we'll see ya.